Well, in today's world, being a farmer doesn't necessarily mean you have to have 2,000 acres or even live in the middle of nowhere. In fact, a lot of farmers today are finding themselves in the middle of the city. And that includes Kamela Gamble. Kamela, nice to meet you. Good morning.
Wonderful to meet you. So glad to have you here.
Well, thank you very much. Tell us about your operation here. We are actually in the middle of Oklahoma City.
We are in suburban Oklahoma City. We've acquired over time 3 different lots, and we have almost 2 acres in production, vegetable production.
So how did you decide, you know what, I know this is the middle of a neighborhood, we're going to buy 3 lots and put a farm here?
That was an evolution over the last 8 years, the acquisition of the other lots. But I had gotten used to really fabulous produce when I was a chef in Chicago and also in Arizona. And I didn't find everything here, so I thought, it's no big deal. I'll just throw in a couple of tomato plants and they'll just grow and I'll have beautiful heirloom tomatoes. I found out there's a tremendous more to it than that. I've gone back and taken a lot of classes, and I'm talking to farmers constantly.
Yeah, so show us a little bit of what you have here.
Okay, we've got peppers, and then we're moving on our tomato plants. The tomatoes are what I'm known for.
Yeah.
We've had our CSA for the last 8 years. And
now explain a CSA for people who may not know.
Community supported agriculture, and it's all about your members sharing in your produce. And we typically have anywhere from 10 to 16 weeks of produce a year. We're in week 7 now of our summer.
You grow such a variety here.
We do. We grow about 10 different varieties. I used to grow about 25 varieties. I do grow heirlooms. I've gone to a lot of hybrids and some heirlooms. We grow a lot of heirlooms like in our other production, in our eggplant and our peppers and our squashes, potatoes and onions. But tomatoes, we do a tremendous amount of hybrids. But I stick with the winners that really do well for us. We've got potatoes there, garlic, shallots, onions, squashes. We'll do cowpeas later on.
How big is this place, and how big was it when you started?
Oh, the initial was this property, which is a little under an acre. These are long, skinny lots that used to be, I understand, some type of horse run for the Nichols Hills. And they didn't leave quite enough manure. I could use some more tilth here.
That's right.
So anyway, we started out with an acre. Approximately 6 years ago, we bought another piece of property, and we have 2 hoop houses and a greenhouse on that, plus a house on the front of it. And then we also bought another acre 3 years ago, which adjoins us. And then we have most of that in production.
Yeah, and you actually removed a house, right?
We did, yeah.
Or recycled a house.
Contrary to people buying farmland and turning it into subdivisions, where we moved a house off and turned it back into farmland.
There has to be some sort of benefit from being able to take produce that's locally grown and is locally available and being able to feed an urban population. And that, I guess, is part of the reason why you do it?
Yes, it is. I think local food is very important. I think local food, even if it's grown in other parts of Oklahoma and brought in, is important. The fact that we are in the middle of the city for us is important because people can come and visit it, and they tend to become more attuned to the seasons. They tend to become more attuned to what's happening. So I think it's an important tool, you know, not just maybe getting a Whole Foods market in, but I think it's an important tool when people understand what it really takes, you know, to grow things. You have that connection with those people. You have those relationships. You know them. They know you. You know, I've been to the farms where I get my pork and my chicken and my beef from, and my eggs and my dairy, and then our money stays here. They get 100% of the dollars, as opposed to if you go buy it at a Target, you know, the actual producer may get 20% and everybody else gets 80% in between.
Right.
So you know, if that's not enough reason to buy it, I don't know what is. Yep.
Kamela, thank you very much. Thanks for showing us around.
You bet.